Welcome to the stream. Plan today is simple. I have documents I want to go through. I'm gonna go through them, guys. Hopefully learn something. I think the stuff is very instructive. You can work through with me through documents. Today we did 120. I can do 20-30 more today. Right, that would be great. I got for my not having worked on Monday or Tuesday at home. That'd be good. So this is document 303, it's a sale, and it's 1211. And it's redacted in Predicta Canonica Sancti Ambrosi 16. We have here 1212. It's an investiture. By the way, very interesting. I just went around 300 documents in a bit less than that actually, probably 220 documents based in the 12th century, and the vast majority of them are sales. Did you know right handing here? Oh, okay, what the? That's weird. Huh? Nani? Which is fascinating. So now I'm expecting the coming one to be investiture mostly. I'm really looking forward to writing on that. That's by far the scariest thing that I feel is coming to my writing time and being like, I have nothing to say. Or finishing everything in a line. I'm gonna really need to like not do that. Venezione in Libera e Franca. Dr. Bot, you watching? You live? You joining us? I don't see who's connected. What the? You are. Oh shoot. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. So is it like super early for you? But you're in New York, which at least is. What time is it for you then? You expected me to come an hour earlier, didn't you? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair. Are you still good for games tonight? Probably at 7 my time. 8 my time. Nice. Nice. Isn't Age of Empires hard? It's a hard game, isn't it? Kinda scares me. He scares me. I like that there is Kevin Fletcher that's all like, you'll destroy me, guys. I'm like, no, Fletcher, you don't understand. You're young and nimble. Palazzo Arciepiscopi. Archiepiscopatus. How are you? How was your weekend? How was your beginning of the week? Did you get rejected because you were too experienced? Did some job reject you for too much experience? Santa Victoris. That's so cool. That's awesome. That's awesome. Official hire is always great. What is this? Eco Henricus Ecclesiae Beati Ambrosi Prepositi Nomine Ilius Ecclesiae. Ah, Quatinus. This is a dispute. By the way, did you have the feeling when you were doing your thesis of, I have all this information, will I be able to write something on it, or will it just disappear in nothingness? Oh, that's cute. That's great. Interesting. 12, 14. What's yeah. Hey, yeah. That's I find that thought really scary for sure. What do we get here? 12, 14. And you start in right. Fair enough. That's a good idea. I'm not doing that. I'm hoping that reading will help, like reading more second literature, getting more ideas, getting more ways to spin my data into like actual debates and discussions and thoughts. This is a dispute with San Vincenzo. That was San Vincenzo. Domino Enrico Mediani Crazy. Did he hit it? I mean, that is a pronunciation actually. So he gave everything in all the rebus in libello to this guy. Okay, my big idea is posted on a cork board so that I could help organize my discoveries. Ooh, interesting. So like a police thing. Where, let me try. Close my window. It's cold. That's awesome. I probably should do it as well when it's ready. By the way, I finished the thing. I finished the drawing. It's not drawing, it's the coloring. I did all the things. I think I'll leave the candle white. Pretty happy with it actually. It's quite fun. And also got like only more colors because why not? £20 on Amazon. Got just like 136 color pencils. This is 12, 14, 14 again. Did you do it throughout or when you were writing? Oh, I guess you were writing throughout, weren't you? I feel like I'm gonna do most of my writing in my last year, in my last literally 365 days. And I'm like really excited to just have excited and scared. Oh, you wrote throughout, right? Yeah, no, I've not like I've read nothing. I've written like a couple 20,000 words or so, but not as for the APRs, right? Yeah, it's like 20,000 words for APRs, so it's chapters, I guess, but it's not really. If you elect the, this is just selection in the dispute. I don't want to rely on like if I'm thinking okay how much do I need to write when I finish my documents is gonna be I'm imagining to write the whole thesis, you know, even though some parts I will use and some parts are there because it's my historiographic review done in first year and a chapter done last year that was the one you read, right, which was very much still at the beginning stage of it, and my ideas probably developed a lot, so I wanted to very much radically change it, I suspect. You know what I mean? Does it make sense? Yeah, this is all disputes. Can you hear the music, by the way? Can't. My flammate always just like music. Yeah. Exciting stuff, anyway. Exciting stuff. So this is a series of small disputes are always weird. There's always so many. That's good. I can. I don't know, man. I have no idea. I know there's lots of police everywhere, and lots of people have been like, "Wait a second, why is everybody coming to why don't just do it online?" Actually, why did not do it online? Do you know why? Do you know why it wasn't done like virtually? Given that, you know, seems to be a thing we've done a lot. Right, okay, so it's just because honestly, like, it's a bit of a joke, but also it's like, isn't it like a huge waste of everything to have everybody. Yeah, that's what I mean, right? It's kind of weird. It's like, wait a second, why are we doing this? Why don't we just given that you just need to sit down and talk about stuff and probably not make many decisions, hopefully something, maybe, I don't know. But like, you could easily meet. Yeah, okay. I guess I'm glad because my community is very much um more right wing than than um than you and then the stream in general, which means the perspective is not against climate change or anything, but like more jaded about it for sure. And so I don't know if I'm just hearing that from my side that is like, oh, why is it happening here? I'm glad that it's a common like what tech we're doing. You know what I mean? 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4. Because I was leading a rosary on Sunday, because the church is participating in this stuff as well, right? Of course. Pope has been very involved in climate change. And we said a rosary for the success. What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Not, no, it's a whole centrism, please, no one problem. What do you mean by that? Anyway, on Sunday I was leading a rosary with like a bunch of in a Catholic shrine in Scotland of Our Lady, for the success and the usefulness of this election of this meeting. They're discussing elections here. I guess is a dispute about the elections, or is it just saying the guy elected for the dispute? I don't even know what they're saying. I feel like they're saying the same thing over and over again. Oh, God, what even is this? Like, if you're serious about climate change, actually do things and just show it. Like, pledging carbon neutrality by 2070 isn't going to help anybody, and it only looks good compared to doing nothing. That is a really good point. That's for sure. I find, forgive me if I say that, I find it quite difficult to see a solution to the problem. You know, I find it quite difficult to see a viable solution to the problem. Right? And I the only solution I can actually perceive as possible, maybe it's wishful thinking. Yeah, that's very true actually. The only thing I can see is a level of radical technological advancement that manages to artificially remove CO2 from the atmosphere, right? Like a way to actively not reduce carbon dioxide emissions, but literally remove it, which we cannot do now, right? We're not something we can do now, or something on those lines. A technological change that manages to reverse the process to in an artificial approach, ultimately. Um, mm, yeah, which is I realize is one of those not very helpful answers either. I don't know. That's something there is something to the idea of like it would be very good to keep funding research into the area on how to do this. That's also maybe you think what's the connection there? Well, you mean like technologies even an idea? I guess you're saying like an energy that is run on fossil fuels. If we focus on that, would have been very helpful for sure, for sure. But I feel that something that removes carbon dioxide is not necessarily connected to fossil fuels, right? I guess it can be something separate from production of petroleum and gas. I guess I find the only big hope in research and technological progress, right? In a sense of like finding a way to deal with a problem, which seems a bit. I don't know. I also find it a bit like, well, that's not very helpful right now. Maybe it is. I don't know. Carbon capture tech can exist alongside fossil fuels. Yeah, you can. I think what you're hitting the point there is, if there wasn't such a weird, not a weird, there is definitely this dichotomy between like green energy. I put inverted commas because sometimes it's not. The problem with much of green energy, it doesn't. Yeah, that is true, but I think we cannot forget that is not a chance that fossil fuels are used, right? Like, it would be a bit disingenuous to, from what I understand, and maybe I'm wrong, but we are dependent on them, very much so, and our use of non-fossil fuel energy is not nearly as sufficient to maintain demand of energy on various kinds that we have right now. And so, like, especially of course in less developed countries, right? And or the United States. Um, and so in a way, having a solution that demands the elimination of fossil fuels is hopeless, because it will not happen in a short amount of time. I think that's my fear. Yeah, the US is mad. Yeah, I think US especially broken. I mean, India and China are even very broken on that. But Europe as well. Europe is probably a bit better, but also it's still political. I mean, yeah, that's true. That's true. The S is big, man. Like, I think having 300 million people, it's a lot to deal with. Denunziandi. It is a classified country, yeah. You know, which is awesome and scary at the same time. It's good things and bad things, right? Of course. Yeah, I do like the idea of increasing funding towards research specific to this, um, as a part of the solution for sure. Probably more helpful than other things. Yeah. But anyway, there is a, as you say, there is a summit here, which meant that Glasgow is fucked for the next 3 weeks. Um, Meaning, like, so many roads are closed. There is like police everywhere. And they brought the police in from Manchester. Hey, brothers, there's police running from Manchester. There is like, it's a mess, and the public transport are on strike. They want more money. There was a strike of like, yeah, it's so bad, man. Yeah. Okay, this year's document is all about dispute between Saint Vincenzo Hospital and the Canonical Santa Murder. It's incredible. A police walk the street in Glasgow all the time. Come on, I've seen him so many times. Glasgow is not a safe city. Um, I keep saying these are all disputes, by the way. Even in the West End, it's quite common. Even in the past, like, I often seen police walking on the streets. To be honest, 14. I must admit. But nobody's happy about this. I really must stress, like, die online. But yeah, a lot more now. But don't get me wrong. Like, Monday night and Sunday night, there were like police cars lining all of Queen Margaret Drive, and yeah, it's crazy. Which is the road I live in, more or less. Mer irles. When is anything? Ooh, ah, ah. Sorry. I want to open this to check. I'm so bad. Also, you know what I've done, Dr. But every time it's something from like I generally be a bad time if there was a kind of spring Glasgow. What do you mean? There isn't, right? That's probably the opposite is happening. Let's see. Climate summit. What an instrument. Why is it called COP26, by the way? Oh, in Manchester. Yeah, I know, right? Erdogan. Why is it called 26, by the way? Do you guys know? Peto, prelato, hospitalis. Yeah, it would be bad. Greater Manchester. I wonder why they didn't bring them from Edinburgh or something. It's kind of weird. I guess Manchester is at lots of police, ready to go. I assume. So we are. So this was the before it was 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Digital leave. Oh, 26 conference of parties. Nice, nice, nice. Makes sense. Look at this also. My photographs of this cartulary are bad. Bad. Not very good. Not very good at all. By the way, brothers, how are you? You feeling a bit better? A bit less, a bit more relaxed? Recordatio rerum territoriarum. 15. And it's 12:26. Just leave Manchester. No actum. Fair enough, that's good. I'm also working, using the stream to work a bit. Before we play Age of Empires tonight, looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun. Recordatio rerum territoriarum ecclesiam seu canoniche Santi Ambrosi civitatis Mediolani, Iacinte in loco et territorio de Moirano. 12:26 again. Look at this. Look at this madness. There's not a computer. This is just my photos being bad. Unfortunately. We should text Alexander. 27. Commutationem inter se fecerum. There's an exchange. Yeah, you mentioned that. I saw that on Twitter. And you got fever and stuff, right? Is that pasta? Is that pasta list? I wonder where we're gonna boosters. Sad. That's pretty high, man. That's not good. Huh. Do you guys see anywhere in this document e testis actum in illa canonico? I not had a fever in like 5 years. Is that right? My last fever was in second year. Which is very inconvenient from a foreign only brain. Yeah, fair enough. I cannot do Fahrenheit. I mean, I can. I don't know if I can or not. Sometimes you're like, I know what this means in Fahrenheit. I'm getting better at pounds. Ooh, gonna get 40 extra kilos coming tomorrow, I think. Quite excited for it. Lifting some weights alongside my calisthenics. Anno, incarnazione, millesimo, vicentesimo, color coded. Tell me what's a fever and what's not. Yeah, fair enough. 38.6 is not. It's a fever, but it's not an insane fever. It's quite. It's a lot, I guess. It's a strong fever. I guess 37 is already a fever. 37.5 on top, and then 39 is when you're like, my friend, you're about to die. No, that's not true. Not true. 12:27. At least you know where it's from, and it passes, which is good. Do you know the data on like what percentage of population gets severe COVID after their second vaccine dose has kind of run its course of its life course? When is it becoming effective? When is the second vaccine course becoming effective? Do you have any knowledge on that? Because I've not really looked on that yet. Be curious if you know. Given that you know a lot. Also, how is the college you're going to teach dealing with COVID? I like my question is very much like a question I will ask in the database. Give me this information when this and this are true. Investitur per Massarizio. Millesimo, duecentesimo, vigesimo, ottavo. Die sabbati. Terzio di Antecalinde Augusti. Recordatio unius spezie buschi. Acto in suprascritto busco. You know what it means? They were like under a tree, being like on their wee table, like in manuscripts. Isn't that cool? And like, and that's what it was in loco axiliano. Axiliano means asil, non basilio, basilica, basilica, lentasio. No, 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 no. Asillano. Let's look it up. Let's look it up. No, that's in Tuscany. That's not what I want. Axillano. Axillano. What are Axiliano? What are transcription coming with that? Assiliano. No. Any thoughts on what Axiliano could be? Axiliano. Axiliano. Assiliano. Assiano. Xiliano. Ziliano. Azziliano. What could this word be? Well, I wonder what that could be. Nobody has any thoughts, yeah? Nobody has any thoughts. I'm gonna go for taking a picture of it, as I generally do. Running the query, getting my 655. I apologize. Belliano, but Belliano is a very different from Axiliano, isn't it? That's unfortunate. It's a little bit too different, I think. Is Belliano a thing? Bellano is a place. It's definitely in Italy and it's definitely in the right region, but it's it's a little bit too different, isn't it? Asilano. Maybe it's, I mean, what about Asilano? Nope. Asiliano. Ooh. Okay, we got something. Asigliano is a place, but Asigliano is a place. Let's see, what if it's down non Veneto? Ooh, we found it. We found it. No, not really. We have two situations. We have Asigliano, Veneto, and Vercellese. Both are not very close to Italy, to Milan. What about Avigliano? Where is Avigliano? That's definitely not a place. And Arigliano, definitely not a place either. Okay, so it could be either of them. Asigliano is pretty nice. I like it. Have we lost the doctor, by the way? I think we have. One from Vercelli, and what about the other one? Asigliano, Veneto. Oh god, they're both so far away from. Both so far away from Milan. Well, I'm gonna go with one in Vercelli because it's closer. I doubt it. I doubt it so strongly. I don't even want to put it in. I will not put it in. I think it's too far away, and this is like it's a bit like saying, "Oh, let's go do a document." Maybe though, because it's discussing of a woodland area. No, but it's people from with witnesses from people from Milan. It's a bit like saying, "Oh, let's go to the woods next door in Manchester." You know, it's a bit like for a quick document, for a quick witness of a document of a signing. Can you sign my lease in Manchester, please, in person? Thank you very much. No, I will not go for that. I would say it's undefined. Yeah, must be something else. It's cold and dark. Nice and blurry picture. Millesimo, duecentesimo, vigesimo ottavo. Renunziavit. Yeah, apostolazione. I think this is a renunciation after a dispute. And is an actum in Civitatis Mediolani. Proletto Civitatis Mediolani, in the comune. It was in the town hall. Oh, nice. 228. Investi with nomine Massarizi. Excellent. Pom 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 pom. Do you play RTSs, bro? As there, by the way. You play StarCraft, Age of Empires, any of the kind. I know you played that game. What's it called? Destiny. Sorry. I'm cold. Ita qui quero quisque eorum insolidum promiserum in guardia. You see any actum anywhere? Danno solvinto e poste nel nomine Martini. Cintum tertiolarum. Carlos Duos. Predictorum Enrici Martina promiserum guardaderunt et omnia sua bona pignorum obligaverunt. Solidum comendi possa restituire onigadia. Should be here. Que sic interes convenium actum ad superscriptum canonicum. There it is. I knew it was there. I knew it was missing. Date is pretty unclear here. Is it Medesimo Tertio? Maybe it is just 23. Weird. Not investiture. 3, then this window. Actum in Canonica Santi Ambrogi, the 610. Bum 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 bum. Investituri, nomini Massarizi, and it's 1229. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Actum in Sueto Canonica in Camera Sueti Domini Reposti. Cum causa verterent. It's a dispute. 29. Actum in consulatum Medionani. There we are. No problem. If you're when you're back, how long did it take you to mark essays? You're back. That was a quick response. Do you live for a while, by the way? It depends on. Fair. Makes sense. It's a good shout. You probably should do that. Listen to me being like millesimo, duecentesimo, vigesimo nono. And the position I'm marking. What do you mean position I'm marking in? Like if you're laying down to take a nap, it takes longer. Presentibus, filium, binoxi. Enricus de Orcignazio, postat ad canonica Santi Ambrosi, consignavi de determinavi petiam. Okay. So if I'm a TA or the actual instructor, why does that make a difference on marking the essay? When you say actual instructor, do you mean a person holding a seminar or literally lecture? Oh, I see. Again, Asiliano. Right, so you spend less time in it because you don't need to balance everything together. Well, not as much at least. Is it hard to mark? So, okay. How long does it take you then in both cases, one and the other? I guess you speed up as well, right? I'm sure. Sorry. 1 second. Packages from Amazon. Because I'm an Amazon user. Probably too much. I wonder what this Bosco is. I'm really curious. I'm really curious about this Bosco. I'm gonna get up and get the thing now. More in-depth feedback as a TA, just be more dynamic. Yeah, fair. You suck. Moving on. No, I'm sure you're very kind. That would be so funny too. I had a TA that was that was so bad. It's really interesting how big of a difference your TA or coming. That's useless, isn't it? That's not good, right? You really want your feedback to be useful to improve, no? That's so dumb. What was the point of the essay then? I don't actually. The more I think about it, the more I feel undergraduate should focus so much more on writing skills and so much less on content. Who cares about the content? Nobody cares about the content. I don't know. No, I kind of okay. I take that back. I went a bit too far. Let me scale it back. It's great to learn, right? That's where you let learn your subject, whatever. Sure, that's awesome. And indeed, essay writing and the research that comes with essays, I think, is the best way to actually learn about a topic, at least for myself. But it's so much more important to learn how to structure an essay, how to write in a proper style, how to improve your writing, how to do especially how to do drafts. It would be great if you submit a draft and you can rework it with the feedback, because that's what we're going to do in postgraduate. You're never going to submit a draft and that's my thesis done. I just submitted it. I don't do any changes. I read it once. You should be focusing on how to construct and pick up our arguments. Yeah. I agree completely, and it baffles me that that's not what is done. It actually makes literally no sense. I don't understand. I don't understand. It's because also because my feeling, and maybe I'm being a bit jaded. I'm definitely a bit jaded actually. You don't leave university knowing stuff. Sorry, undergraduate. I felt when I left. Okay, my experience, because I don't know. I'm generalizing. My experience of leaving university after 4 years of education, in high level education, was that I had some knowledge of vaguely of history, right? Very spotty over time in geography, and I knew a little bit about writing. I knew a little bit about how to look at sources. But ultimately, compared to how much I learned in my master's and doing my first real thesis with active in going deep in research, I felt like I knew very little, right? Like I realized how little I knew, especially talking to someone like yourself or Francesco. Take time with each student to give a lot of feedback, because I can monitor their engagement with the course material. Yeah, I can assess how well they're actually absorbing. Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, I'm looking forward to hopefully be able to do that when doing the teacher assistant stuff. To be honest. Yeah, I feel that even you don't leave university knowing that much, really. At least not to be a specialized person, right? You have a general knowledge of it, more than the average Joe that has not studied it, but nothing that you cannot really learn by yourself. I think postgraduate is a bit different. I think you learn a lot more in postgraduate studies, for sure. And so given that that's the case, you should really focus on skills more. Anyway, I wonder why do you think they don't do that? Is it not as sexy as actually teaching something? I guess it must be boring for teachers too, for sure. Maybe not though. I don't know. At York, I have an excellent and engaged student who did so well in class and motivated on one of the course, but then got a super low mark on her final essay. Yeah, I've been that student. I know. I've never got a super low mark, but I remember I was in this class, and then you can tell me about the student. I was in this class where like I was like the only one really studying, and then my essay was like a B. I was like, oh, sad. I didn't. Yeah, sad. What happened to her? Was she just not? Did she not get training in writing, and therefore when it came to writing, fell apart? 12:30 and investiture. My prediction is coming true. I don't even know until she shot, because it was blind marking. I felt awful because she left the course with a bad grade, when if it were probably balanced, would have actually reflected her talent in the class. Interesting, yeah, fair. Yep. Grading is a really interesting thing, isn't it? Grading is a really interesting thing. Because I really, what's the word? Appreciate and feel the argument of, hey, grades are actually quite meaningless. why are we even using them? But then I say that and I realize, well, okay, but also it's an excellent way for even the person himself to be like, okay, I've done to get that, I've done a good job here. This wasn't as good, right? Like something is not working. Something worked here. I can look back at this work and be like, that was an excellent work or very good work. I can look back on it, kind of thing. But still, the grades are weird. Grades are definitely a weird thing. Definitely not the best way to measure progress, I think. What do you think of that? Have you ever engaged in that thought and an argument? Today's stream is being very philosophical. I like it. 12:30. Investiture. I love investitures. So good. So easy. So clean. And also, of course, grades make the situation you said, right? A person that is actually really engaging in the subject probably understands very well, struggles with like the specific thing, let's say writing an essay exam, and she is ultimately punished for lacking a specific skill. Which makes sense if the class is focused on a skill, right? So if the class was focused on essay writing and you write a bad essay, right? If class actually is in reality focused on content, you know? It's a weird one. It's a weird one, you know. But I do also think like measuring and assessing is very important, is essential. Without it, I struggle deeply. I've struggled deeply during my PhD with the lack of assessment. Right? It's the course on one single essay. You produce very one-dimensional students. That's so true. That's a really good point. It's a really good point. I would love a class. Sorry, I say that, but maybe that's not true. Sometimes I imagine a class, a structure where every week or every other week you write an essay, which is peer reviewed and marked. Maybe in class, and the essay forms a basis for a discussion in the seminar in the group, and then your grade is the result of the 10 essays you wrote over the year, maybe balanced in a reasonable way, like giving more balance to the last ones, of course. The big problem with that, of course, is insane amount of work for the. Okay, nice. Tell me more about that. Sounds interesting. Let's move on to the next footprint. 12:30. 3 to 4. So investiture, 12:30. Except the week that writing was not assessed. So did you yourself say, okay, guys, you write every week, you write a thing, and you base a discussion on the writing? Fair enough. Without assessing, it makes it. Did people do it? Because I feel the problem of that is people might not do it. That's my one worry. Other worry, if you don't assess it, if you assess it, like you need to assess it, and that takes time. Time. 17º. And did it work for you? Problem was mostly that the course grade was single determined. Okay, so even though there was a weekly writing, that because it wasn't assessed, it didn't really mean much. Yeah, I think honestly that problem is so big. I felt in master courses in Glasgow because the grade I think helped my students, but it was working in a limited system that I couldn't change. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, of course. The master courses, all of them had an essay and a presentation, right? And the essay was like 75%, and the presentation was 25%, which is fine. But it meant, of course, that actual participation in class and reading was not there was no incentive to do it. And given that it often was also excessive, you wouldn't do it, and nobody did it. Now, myself included, right? Like maybe I read 1 or 2 articles out of 5. And it was like, that's a, I'm, you know, you say a couple of words, and that was about it. And that's a broken system, I feel. It's a broken system. Then, of course, which has team debates built into assessments. I'm hoping this unit will let me teach it at some point. Ooh, that sounds awesome. That sounds awesome, awesome, awesome. Can I steal it in my future teaching? That sounds really good. I love the idea of team debate. That's really smart. Have you thought about an epistolary debate? No, but the structure can be artifact destruction and repatriation. Ooh. Ooh, that's a sharp one. Oh, yo, that's a difficult one. I love debates when you are encouraged to be as not crass, that's another word, as callous as possible. Where like you're on purpose doing the devil's advocate thing, right? Yeah. I remember I never done debate, but I remember in a when I went to Switzerland from high school, I didn't speak English very well. So I was in a English as a second language class. And in one class, and I was doing like all of them because I was bad at English. And in one of them, towards the end of the year, so my English was much, much better then. We had this debate on like drugs, right? And I was arguing for drugs. Yeah, I agree completely. Yeah, I was arguing for drugs, and like, and I was like, hey, like we have a problem of overpopulation. Drugs shorten your lifespan. Give more less people will die more, and we solve the problem of overpopulation. Done. It's a perfect solution. And I felt bad because the other side was younger than me, wasn't really, so I kind of overwhelmed them with this idea, and I found it quite funny. But it's an excellent argument. Just kill people, just give them more drugs. It'll be fine. Why not? I was 14, huh? I wasn't very old. But I find that stuff so fun. Find that stuff so fun. Or another time, because I'm a terrible person, we were having this debate in class about building a McDonald's in a new town. And I was like in high school. and I channeled my inner Italian politician. And I was like, we need a McDonald's. It's gonna be great for everything. Yeah. Anyway, okay, I'll stop. Because it was supposed to be a town meeting. Like it was like a council meeting of the town deciding whether or not to have it. And so I did the Italian politician thing, which is like not really listening to their side. Ever. Which is terrible. It's not very good. What did you debate? What was the debates you had in your debating activity? I assume you did it in MC. Look at datus, whatever. MCCXEEE. Yep. Yeah. 1214. No, this is 1238, isn't it? 1239. No, it's not. No, it's not. This is 1214. And it's in Canonica Sant'Ambrogio, yeah? Yeah. Oh, it's half 3. Half 4, sorry. I'm gonna close the stream in a minute. The high school debates were pretty typical, but my favorite was should army recruiters be allowed to recruit on campus? Ooh. Ooh, very interesting. Okay, I am done. It's half 3, half 4. I'll see you again in maybe 3 hours or so. 3 hours and a bit. For some AoE 4. You know? I'm gonna put a reminder. Thanks for coming. It was good fun. Good chat. And I will see you later. Have a good rest of the morning, and bye-bye.